we gonna stand on what we stand for, it's gonna require way more action than words. It's gonna require way more action than speaking if we gonna stand on what we stand for. You hear me? And it's gonna require each and every one of us to stand on it. You know, it only feels different. I say that to say it only feels different because I changed how I feel. It only looked different because I elevated how I see. But it took me to do it. You know, it required way more action. You hear me? See, if we spiritual beings having a physical experience, we really gonna need to dive into. We're gonna really need to dig into what that gonna mean for each and every one of us. Cause for way far too long, when it comes to who we are, what we are, so forth and so on, it's always been somebody else telling us. From the time that we come here, from the time that we born, somebody else been telling us who we are. And that ain't all good, and that ain't all bad, you hear me? But what resonates? What resonates with you? What resonates in you? These are questions. If we don't ask ourselves, then many times we'll find ourselves wrestling with what we feeling, wrestling with what ourselves telling ourselves. Because a lot of times, and in a lot of cases, not most, but in some, what the external is imposing, what the external is enforcing, what the external is pushing on us in a lot of places, in a lot of areas, in a lot of categories, was it coincide with what something in each and every one of us, ourselves, was registering within ourselves. You hear me? I say that to say we're not lesser than what we call God, what we call source energy, what we call divine, whatever you know it as. We're not lesser than that. If we come from that, then we're not lesser than that. You hear me? We're not separate from what we call God, source, whatever you know it as. Now, depending on who on the other side of this message, some of us know this, and some of us don't. I'll just say it like that. And I say that to say you ain't gotta accept that, but it still don't separate. It still don't. You ain't gotta accept that. You ain't gotta see yourself in what I'm saying to accept that for yourself, but it still don't separate us from that. You hear me? Regardless of how we allow God, source, most high, whatever you know it as, it don't separate us from that. More so, God, source, divine, it lives its life through us. You know, what would make God God if God didn't have something to experience itself through? Human beings, nature, trees, lakes, rivers, mountains, so forth and so on. You know, it's bigger than us, but it's all about us. You hear me? It's all about us. If we spiritual beings having having a physical experience in this human form, through this human form. What does that mean to you? What does that mean to you beyond your religion, beyond your spiritual practice? Because we don't all acknowledge the same things, you hear me? But even in what you do acknowledge, even in what you do practice, even in what you do exercise, even in what you do believe, where are you at in relation to it? Where are you at in relation? Not only where are you at in relation to what you believe, where are you at in relation to your own divinity, in correspondence with or in accordance to whatever it is, that whatever your spiritual foundation is, where are you at in relationship to it? Where are you at in relationship to your thinking? Where are you at in relationship to your feelings? Where are you at in relationship to your attitude? Looking for more water. Where are you at in relationship to your behavior? When the last time you asked yourself this? Or when the last time has you looked at yourself in this mirror that I'm presenting through these words? Where are you in relationship to your actions? Does it matter? Because to some people, this shit don't even matter, and this what should be mattering. You know, it's crazy how the conversations and the type of dialogues that should be going on in the households across the planet don't be going on in the households across the planet. Now, I ain't saying that they don't be going on, but it sure should be a whole lot more of them. Because if it was a whole lot more of them, we'll see the evidence of it. We'll see the evidence of it in it, you know, throughout the world, throughout our communities, in our environments, in our families, you know, in all our social circles. You hear me? You know, the social stock market, the social stock market holds more importance than the personal stock market. And ain't talking about stocks on the material side of things. I'm talking about our inner stock, our inner account, our spiritual account, our soul account. You hear me? Does it matter? Ask yourself that for a minute. Ask yourself that question. Does it matter? Now, I ain't say what, I just asked, does it matter? What was the first thing that came up? What was the first thing you thought about in reflection to ask yourself that question? Does it matter? And whatever it came up, whatever you were shown, or whatever the case may be, that's all you need to know about what came up. See, I asked that question because just like me and myself, responsible for cleaning up my energy each and every day, you're responsible for cleaning up your energy, you know, cleaning up your vibration, cleaning up your frequency. It don't just happen for us. It just don't happen for us. You know, unfortunately, it just don't happen for us. You gotta do something. You know, we have to do something. And take a certain type of bravery when it comes to doing it in yourself. When it comes to doing it in yourself, it takes a certain kind of bravery. But the question is, do you have it? It takes a certain type of heart. But the question is it in you? And it takes a certain type of person. But the question is, are you that person? The test gonna come, and the test will come. And just to see, we have tests to see if we standing on what we stand for. In so many moments, in each and every moment of our life, we're always having tests, whether we see it as such or not. You know, we're always having challenges, whether we see it as such or not. You know, and the more you're above the cloud, the less you'll see it. You'll see your tests as tests, and the less you'll see your challenges as challenges. But that don't mean we ain't having them. Everybody on the planet, if you're in a human form, you're being tested and you're being challenged with something. And we are. You hear me? Because we connected with other people that's going through their tests and challenges, that's connected with other people that have their tests and challenges. You see, so we can't escape it. The test gonna come, and the test will come, you know. And if we put in the work, see, if we put in the work, and I'm happy to be a proud member of the putting in the work clan, you know, cause while most been working, we've been putting work in. See, it's the difference. I came a long way. This ain't just happened overnight. You hear me? I came a long ways. I've come a long ways. You hear me? But every day get better, because every day a process, and every day part of the process, and every thought causes movement. And a lot of times during the course of the process, the thought being the cause of movement wasn't part of the equation. Because when we ain't, when we wasn't knowing better, we wasn't able to do better. And I say that because I think back early on my spiritual journey. I've been on this path a long time, and until I give it the last 10 years, or the whole time I've been on this planet, I give it the last 10 years since I've been on my spiritual path, which been a few decades. I noticed that healing, the term healing, not just the term healing, but the frequency healing, the action of healing, the taking place of healing has never been so important the way that it has become, the way that it is today. And I found myself questioning that. Why? Why wasn't healing brought to the forefront of spirituality the way it has become in our time, in this time? You hear me? And when I was pondering on that, I seen the answer, but I was just wondering why wasn't it put to the forefront? That should be the first before anybody even venture on a spiritual journey. Healing should be the first thing. Emotional healing, mental healing. That should be the first thing. That should be the first exercise, that we begin with. before we even learn anything else, according to what school of thought, we're allowing ourselves to sit under to learn anything. You hear me? I say that because it's been including me. It's been so many of us that got woke up, that got activated, that turned on the Kundalini, got your chakra spinning, whatever you know it as, and healing was never part of the healing, emotional healing, mental healing, emotional cleansing, mental cleansing was never part of that process. Was never put in the equation. At least I can speak for myself and be honest about it. You hear me? So if you go into the inner of earth to recollect yourself, give it all you got, everything you got, and all that you are. And if you do, I guarantee you, as you come back to the surface, I bet you bring some people back with you. You hear me? I bet you bring some people back with you. With that, I'll be thinking of an emoji for us. It requires way more work. It requires way more action than speaking. We're gonna put a gold medal. We're gonna put a gold medal in the emoji. I mean, we're gonna use a gold medal as the emoji for the raffle submission. For the end of the month raffle, we're gonna use a gold medal. Place a gold medal. You hear me? In the comment section. Other than that, I just want to say feel good for no reason at all. You hear me? Feeling good is feeling God. You heard? Be still. Be stillness. That means be peace. Because it ain't nothing like it. You hear me? I promise y'all, it ain't nothing like peace. And I'm experiencing peace to such a high degree. It's very uncomfortable for me. I come from where some of y'all come from, way for a long time, and different phases in my life. I was just used to whatever my life brings. So I'm familiar with the toxicity, and I'm familiar with the karmic cycles, the negative karmic cycles. You hear me? And all that. So to be in a place of positivity and positive cycles, not only is it in higher timelines, not only is it's new, it's different. It's different for me. You hear me? So, and like I said, it only feel different because I changed how I feel. You hear me? But it's an honor to be here. You heard? Other than that, family, stay still, stay in peace, remain in love. You hear me? Feel good. You heard? Think positive. Be clear. You heard me? And exercise holiness. You hear me? Because we don't need half for nothing. Put your gold medal in the comment section for the end of the month raffle. Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions, and new subscribers. I appreciate y'all. Love. My name is Sawu.